So now we are going to see the regulation of respiration, some basic anatomy now. Okay, if we all know the skull bone, isn't it? Okay, so whatever the part which is present inside the skull, that is called brain. Okay, so in brain one slender part is there. The slender part in the plant is called stem, isn't it? Similarly, brain also contains one slender part that is called brain stem. So there are three parts of brain stem. These are the three parts. Okay, the first part is a midbrain. It is present in the middle midbrain. Below that is a pons, and the lowermost part, that is the lowermost part of the brain. Okay, that is the medulla oblongata. Simply we will call it as medulla. So these are the three parts of the brain. We all know brain controls almost all the organs in the body. Okay, specifically medulla is very important because it contains vital controlling centers in this area actually. So similarly, respiration is also controlled by medulla oblongata. We already discussed this part, like the mechanism of breathing. It starts by contraction of diaphragm, isn't it? So diaphragm contracts by receiving impulse from the brain. That is from which part of the brain? It is from the medulla oblongata. See, these two areas in the brainstem are very important in regulation of respiration. One is a pons, another one is a medulla oblongata. Both are the parts of the brainstem. Okay, so medulla oblongata contains one important center that is called respiratory rhythm center. Respiratory rhythm center. And pons contains pneumotaxic center. Pons contains pneumotaxic center. These two are very important. Neat question. P for P, pons pneumotaxic center, and medulla oblongata respiratory rhythm center. Okay, so respiratory rhythm center is the one which is going to send impulse to the diaphragm. It is the one which makes the diaphragm to contract. So whenever respiratory rhythm center is active means, okay, that time the inspiration is happening because the diaphragm is contracting, isn't it? Whenever the diaphragm is contracting, inspiration is happening in the lungs, so that there will be air entry from the atmosphere to the inside the lungs. So then what is the function of the pons? Pons contains pneumotaxic center. First see that we'll split the word now. Okay, wherever you are seeing pneumo means it is concerned with the lungs only. Pneumo means lungs. Okay, so taxic, what is the meaning of taxic? Taxic means to stop. Taxic means to stop. Okay, so pneumotaxic center, what is the function? It is the center which is going to control the respiratory rhythm center. Okay, so whenever pneumotaxic center is active, it is going to inhibit the respiratory rhythm center. It's going to inhibit the respiratory rhythm center. We all know the function of respiratory rhythm center. Whenever respiratory rhythm center is active, it is going to cause inspiration. So then what will happen whenever pneumotaxic center is active? Whenever pneumotaxic center is active, it is going to inhibit the respiratory rhythm center. So no inspiration. If no inspiration means expiration is going to take place there. That is the function of pons. Okay. So see here, PC is a pneumotaxic center. Pneumotaxic center is going to inhibit the respiratory rhythm center. Whenever respiratory rhythm center is inhibited, no inspiration, so expiration is going to take place there. Okay, so whenever pneumotaxic center is in inactive state, that time respiratory rhythm center will be active. Whenever respiratory rhythm center is active, that time inspiration is going to take place. Okay, so what is the function of pneumotaxic center? It is going to decide the duration of the inspiration. So key point is there in the CBSE textbook. It is very important. So what is the function of the pneumotaxic center? It is going to reduce the duration of the inspiration and thereby alter the respiratory rate. Respiratory rate, we all know it is 12 to 16 breaths per minute. Now we are going to, this is the pons. Pons contains pneumotaxic center and medulla oblongata contains respiratory rhythm center. There is another center which is present in the medulla, that is just present adjacent to the respiratory rhythm center. This is called chemosensitive area. This is also present in the medulla oblongata. This is chemosensitive area. So see the thing, it is a chemical center because it is sensitive to chemical. Okay, now the question arises, which center it is more sensitive? Okay, it is sensitive to carbon dioxide as well as hydrogen ions. Okay, so whenever these chemicals are more in our body, this center will be activated. Okay, now I'll give you a scenario. One scenario now. Now you all try to hold your breath by pinching your nose and closing your mouth. Okay, just hold your breath for a like 10 to 15 seconds like that. You will not be able to hold for more time, isn't it? Whenever you are holding your breath, that time there will be no entry of oxygen, and no exit of carbon dioxide, isn't it? So whenever you're holding your breath, like breath holding, whenever you're doing breath holding, there will be carbon dioxide concentration in your body will be increased. Whenever carbon dioxide increases, obviously H plus ion also will increase, isn't it? Okay, whenever these two levels are more in your body, they both will go and stimulate the chemosensitive area in the brain. Where it is present? It's present in the medulla oblongata. Whenever chemosensitive area is activated, it immediately stimulates the respiratory rhythm center. Okay, so whenever respiratory rhythm center is active, we all know what will happen. It stimulates the diaphragm. So whenever diaphragm stimulated, it stimulates the diaphragm, thereby it causes inspiration. Okay, this is the reason you will not be able to hold your breath for a long time. Okay, so breath holding, again I will repeat, breath holding, it causes increase in carbon dioxide, which results in simultaneous increase of hydrogen ion. These two chemicals will go and stimulate the chemosensitive area in the medulla oblongata. Whenever chemosensitive area is active, it stimulates the respiratory rhythm center, thereby it causes inspiration. This is the function of chemosensitive area which is present in the medulla oblongata. Similarly, there are some other chemosensitive areas which are present in the periphery, that is outside the brain. Okay, so those are present in the two major arteries. One is in the aortic arch, it is present in the aorta, that is called aortic arch. The second one is in the neck. In neck, one artery is that is called carotid artery. Okay, so whenever in your body carbon dioxide and H plus ions are increased, these two will be stimulated. Whenever these two are stimulated, they will send the impulse to the respiratory rhythm center, thereby it causes inspiration. It increases the inspiration. So this is the function, this is the peripheral chemo centers. The last point I want to tell here, role of oxygen. Okay, so the role of oxygen in the regulation of respiration is negligible. Oxygen role in the regulation of respiration is negligible. Okay, we all know which is more significant here, carbon dioxide and H plus ions. Those are the significant one. Okay,